All right, everyone, it is the moment you have all been waiting for when we reveal Rising's official list of the week's winners and losers. Saagar, who's your loser?
Okay, my loser this week, unfortunately, President Donald Trump. We wish him well, but he's got coronavirus. It's been a bad week for the president, holed up in the hospital. 1 week ago today, we told you about his infection. He hasn't handled it particularly well. He resurrected just the flu. He's back in the White House acting in a bit of a chaotic fashion. I'll put that nicely. The issue, I think the biggest issue for him, even bigger than Corona, was the stimulus. He killed that stimulus package. Now, as of this taping, he is now scrambling to try and get a deal done. Look, 25 days left until the election. Also, the Senate has to have hearings and confirm Amy Coney Barrett. Nancy Pelosi, red line in the sand on what she's actually going to accept. And then even if he could get a deal with Pelosi, no guarantee Republicans are going to vote for it.
Right.
Almost zero guarantee, actually.
This is fantasy. He already handed Pelosi exactly what she wanted, which is why, little spoiler alert, she's actually my winner of the week. We'll get to that in a moment. But related to this, my loser is unemployed Americans.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever hope was lingering out there that something was going to happen to help you, that hope is gone. It is not happening. And for something like 30 million Americans who are on unemployment insurance right now, we had actually an uptick in the number of claims filed for unemployment over the past week. It was worse than what they expected. The recovery has slowed or stalled or whatever you want to call it, and lives have been decimated. And now, obviously, the initial $600 plus up, that's over. That was actually pretty effective. It actually reduced poverty. Then you got the C-rate version from President Trump with his executive order. Okay, that money is running out. That means for all those people, those millions of people, their income's about to be cut by half. You've got tens of thousands of airline workers. I was looking this morning. Amtrak's going to have to lay off people in industry after industry after industry. Restaurants closing, all those workers are in trouble, and no one here is going to do a damn thing about it.
Yeah, no, it's terrible when you really look at it. And I think there might be a deal get done for the airline workers. I could see that happening. Now, Trump has told
Pelosi shot it down that idea too.
But apparently Trump has been like, I want a big deal. Now, there's a world where he caves to Pelosi. But again, what would have to happen is he then would have to use the might of the presidency to get Republicans to vote for the bill. He's never once done that before, ever, while he was president, which is make Republicans actually vote for something that he prioritizes, but that they don't. So is he going to do that in the very final weeks of his very first term? I mean, it'd be welcome. If he does, I'll applaud him for it if he actually does it.
We both will, of course.
I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't know if that's in him. It's possible, though, with his back up against the wall. In retrospect, I think the greatest mistake that we all made was not telling Trump that the way to save the stock market was to do us another stimulus.
Yeah.
Given how much that the stock market dropped whenever he tweeted out, that he was going to end the negotiations. But clock is ticking here, and I just don't see a lot. I don't see anything to really hope for.
No, it's so depressing, and it's really because this recession has been so unequal. So to people here, it doesn't affect them. They don't see it. They don't, the people who are really suffering are just sort of theoretical. So they feel content to just play with their lives like chess pieces. All right, who's your winner this week, Saagar?
So my winner, relatedly, is the GOP establishment. And the reason I'm saying this is that, in general, what I think is happening here is that the GOP establishment is being handed a great gift. Because what they can say, if Trump loses, is Trump lost because of all the shenanigans around coronavirus, which would be true. But one of the things that they're not going to examine are any of the reasons why Trump won in the first place. And I think that's the biggest problem for people like me who want to see the party go in a different direction, is he's handing them convenient prepackaged excuses. And I can see, like I just was talking about, I don't see a world where these people vote for this bill. I just don't.
Yeah.
I see no world where they don't try and kill the bill and kill stimulus out of economic orthodoxy reasons. And Trump has given very little reason to trust that he would try and kill it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And, related also as well, my winner is Nancy Pelosi, because this was the political hand she wanted to play. This is exactly the outcome she was hoping for. She didn't really look. Yes, Democrats passed through the House $2.2, I think, trillion, the HEROES Act. which, I have some issues with, but is much better than nothing. And to me, the right move for Trump from the political standpoint and just from the, morality and the right thing to do standpoint would have been just to say yes to that thing and call her bluff, essentially, because the reality is she didn't want to pass anything. She didn't want to get anything done with the president. She thought it would be like an electoral benefit for him, which he probably would have been. And it's insane that he said no to that. And so not only by the fact that the negotiations are basically blown up, but that he so clearly took responsibility for it. I mean, basically the political bet that she made with you all's lives effectively paid off.
That's absolutely correct. And look, if they really wanted to get this done, I think there could be. I saw Mitt Romney propose this, which I thought was a good idea. He's like, look, if Republicans don't want to do direct aid to state and local governments, let states borrow the money with a federal loan guarantee. I mean, it's not perfect, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
$400 billion or something that they can get. If that could get through the Congress, then fine, because then the feds aren't directly bailing them out. The states are still on the hook for the money, federal loan guarantee, and we can all figure that out. That's somebody who actually wants to get something done, but you don't see a lot of that in the Senate Republican caucus. And again, if you really want to strike a deal, strip out all this, the stuff that nobody's going to agree with from heroes, find maybe that solution on state and local, then we get airline, then we get checks, and let's get them out the door. It takes 2 weeks to cut checks. So they've got, 2 weeks to cut a deal before the election? I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Seems highly improbable.
Yeah. All right.
Next week on Rising, author Ryan Gerdusky brings us up to speed on the latest national polls, and Bolivian presidential candidate for Evo Morales' movement towards socialism is going to join us to tell us why he is running for president.
And remember, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Don't forget to like and share as well, and we will see you guys next week.
Have a great weekend, guys. Appreciate you all.